like we mentioned before, Papi reins him in, controls him really nicely. But I think we're going to be going live, Bum, into the second round of the group stages between Se7en and Feint. So we're going to be looking at this first mid, and Lucas looking to set things up. Cadus doing his classic as well, going through big door, and Papi looking to set things up, separate the team. They're all bunched up on their side. Captain waiting for an opportunity to bomb in, and he brings it forward.
Gink is up onto Raymond from behind as well. He is going to take him down low, but he doesn't actually finish him off with the last rocket. Papi's taking control of the point while Cadus waits to get arrowed up, and Lucas is just stuck in his own choke. Looks like he's hiding here.
And Flash losing the 1v1 again. Classy onto Raymond. Tries to get the cleanup. Lucas is in! Lucas. Oh my god, the pipes out of Kane! Oh my god, Lucas tank.
Is so low as well. Lucas could literally 1v3 this mid off of that bomb. He was just biding his time, waiting for his scout to do all the damage, but now Cadus has his reinforcements. So does Lucas though. Gink trading for Captain as soon as Captain gets that frag, and Seeds has spawned first. He's going to have a 30% Uber advantage as his team caps at mid. Although Gink going down as they go in second might be a bit problematic for them here. It's a 3v5 fight.
Oh, Papi getting onto the Cadus. That's so big right now because it means they can push in further. Se7en's trying to stop them out. They're doing a beautiful amount of aggression, cleaning up Tomas, and Se7en, even without their demo, is not letting out. Papi's trapped in. He manages to get Flash though.
That was a clean skill for Papi. Now this really puts Feint in control. They're about to get this Uber charge. Raymond knows it. He's on the way out, but Papi does not want to let him out. Raymond giving him the juke around. He's going to escape up top, but the frags are going the way of Se7en, and that means that Feint had to use off their Uber here. It's not going too successfully. Only one kill from Classy here, and now Stark is punishing. He gets straight in onto Seeds. He had no time to get the distance between those teams, and it's just all a roll for Se7en here now, unless
Tomas, Tomas with a little 1v1 against Se7en, bringing out that pocket mentality that he has. And right now, Se7en and Feint trading really nicely. Like, no one's really getting full control. When Se7en get an advantage, Feint rebuttal it. When Feint get an advantage, Se7en rebuttal it. It's piece to piece to piece. And right now, Papi gonna manage to get out. Oh my god, that was so close. And they're gonna be stabilizing on their second bum. And really, it's down to how Papi wants to play this. He's meeting at the scout coming in, denying. Gink's now going in for the high bomb. Can he get anything? He's got a Beggar's bazooka! Oh my god, that nearly... I thought that was it.
Into Raymond, but Raymond does manage to hold on, and Thalash wants to take this in fast. They know it's only a small advantage. Thalash gets Lucas. This is an absolutely crucial pick for Gullywash last, and they know it. Gink is still down, so Cadus looks like he wants to be taking the space here. Starkey's running in underwater. Starkey is so good at getting these flanks in. No one knows he's there. He's going to be playing the point already. Plenty of time on it. Gink is trying to stop him from secret, but they trade frags there.
That was so good from Cadus. The little sticks and little spam he was putting onto point completely denied out Gink there. He wasn't able to put his body onto point. And look how much time is on there.
Lash has got by again. He's going to be tickling the point from down here as well, but Papi's onto him. He gets shut down relatively quickly. And now with 2 down on the side of Se7en, they do get the respawns quickly, but Feint want to at least prod and see what they can get. We've got Papi coming in up top, trying to take this 1v1 with Captain. He will go down though, and Feint know they have to back out of that.
Yeah, Feint are going to have to back out, re-stabilize a bit, as Se7en wants to bring his boys in. Ubers are equal, but they are 1 player up, and you know, not normally a Se7en thing to push in on that 1 player advantage, especially on a map that's so hard like Gullywash, but actually Starkey sneaks his way in, but Gink is well aware, looking to maybe go back in, as we see Papi as well taking a lot of damage in exchange on Launchpad. He's getting spammed out, but right now they're looking for the opportunity. Starkey's going to be walking onto point, but Gink's still not going to let him in, going down to 18 HP, and right now, oh my god, the bomb comes in from Papi, and they trade. That's, you know, not too bad.
Yeah, it's a worthwhile trade. They have the Pyro and the Engineer set up. Feint are fully happy to just do this classic new Gullywash hold we've started to see become popular. You just get this Pyro and the Sentry. It makes it so hard to sack in. In the meantime, Gink has picked off Se7en, and it looks like he's going for a counter-sack in from up top. He's way in through River. He's going to get forced out here by 2 players, though, so he will go down. And the rest of Feint Got to get back out to last, but as I was saying previously, getting this sentry gun up with a pyro on it is so difficult to get anything onto you on Gullywash last here. Any kind of sack play gets immediately shut down by the sentry. It's so difficult to shut down the sentry because obviously the pyro can reflect all those rockets off it. Stark, though, getting into water again. Gink, the guardian of the point, is going to stop him in his tracks. He's going to have to run away again.
Guardian Gink, I like it. That's perfect.
I know,
He has been holding on to last really nicely. They've managed to get the sentry gun down, though, with some spam from Selentes and getting Starkey back in. Gink now in secret, ready to guard his point. Will he be able to get past the gate? Guardian, no, he won't as Papi goes in, cleans up Starkey. And Gink
Selentes has bombed in during this distraction. He's out by the spawn door, going to get forced out there. So it's 2 down for the side of Se7en. Gink is also down on the side of Feint, and they have 2 off classes. So if they have the time to switch off, they might be going for something. Looks like Lucas is going to put some cheeky forward sticky traps up in the lobby, but I don't think they're going to be trying to push out here. Obviously, Se7en have got their respawns in now.
Yeah, there's no point over pressuring. The worst thing you can do is bring yourself into a spot where you won't be able to get back in time, because Se7en are very good at punishing. But right now, Lucas trying to punish onto Cadus. It deals a nice 100 pip, and that's about it for that exchange right now.
Yeah, honestly, I'm worried for Feint here about how often they're letting Stark get in behind, because that is exactly what Stark wants to do. And if they don't absolutely shut him down, obviously Guardian Gink's been doing well so far, but if he slips up once, that could very easily be the round. Starkey so good at getting in behind. Obviously, we were talking about these old I-58 rosters with before Se7en was called Se7en, and Starkey almost single-handedly won that LAN off of a play where he just snuck in behind. I believe it was Mike who just looked around for 1 second, let go of the flank, and Stark got all the way behind and dropped the medic. Stark again going for these sneaky plays. He is the playmaker. Flash sacking while he goes for that obviously classy sentry. Just auto-aims him down. This is what we were talking about. So difficult to make any play, which is why we've got Stark trying to get on the point rather than going for any direct plays onto the Feint players.
You know what's coming, right? 100%. No, I thought Flash that would be a perfect time to sack and Flash go on to Sniper and we would see some hero shots, but that's not what's coming. As Papi exchange once again in lobby. Starkey is in below, and Guardian Gink again just trying to spam him out. But whilst that's happened, the Uber has come in. There's been an exchange. Oh my god, they managed to push out Se7en. Se7en looking for an opportunity to catch players going forward. Captain, nice rockets, but not enough to pick up Thomas. And they're resetting. Selentes maybe looking for a bomb or some pressure from River. And again, Se7en and Feint trading, but no one's really getting full control right now, Bum. Like, how are Se7en going to break this last hole?
No, it is definitely tricky, especially with Se7en trying this same Starkey strategy over and over again. Feint have definitely gotten used to it. They're trying to throw in some other things with it at the same time, but Cadus going down could actually be exactly what Feint need to break this. Papi getting forwards to put pressure on, but he's jumped into a scout. That is a classic TF2 mistake. You cannot do that. Sil is using this opportunity to get in behind under the point. Looks like no one's watching it right now.
No one's
He's
aware.
playing the point.
Oh, Guardian Gink straight away onto Selentes. Not going to let that happen. And right now, still very slow. About 9 minutes in. We've got 4 minutes left on the actual timer for this section. So there is a time limit on Se7en for actually pushing this last, or they're going to have to give it up and reset onto a mid.
Yeah, and the last mid was crazy. If either teams learnt from how it panned out, we could see one of the teams get a more dominating mid, and it could just completely flip the rounds, the situations that we're in right now. Only 3 minutes 30 left on the clock. Cadus does take down Papi, which leads Stark to try his classic play again. Gink's already pretty much pre-firing it. He knows what's coming. Cadus going down as well to Lucas in the shutter door. This is pretty critical. Se7en are going to have to fall back now. Lucas going to poke his head into lobby, just confirming no one's there. And it looks like Feint are trying to come forward a little.
Yeah, Selentes up in River, looking to maybe just walk down. Oh, he goes straight onto Seeds, but oh, the rocket from Papi saves his medic. still just reading the situation, was like, oh yeah, I'll just come hang out with you guys.
Yeah, found himself in a very comfortable position, just pretty much behind the team. Tomas gets a flash of Raymond for a second there. He manages to skirt out to Big Door, gets his body fully in cover. Tomas still just watching this lobby. As soon as someone comes through this shutter, he's going to be trying to take them out, but he knows he has to fall back. They've got several doors they can come through and get onto him there. So back to last with 2 minutes 45 left on the round time of Grumpy.
Yeah, and look, they're going straight in onto Papi. Starkey looking to go behind, but Guardian Ginks not having any of it. As Lucas goes down, this could be it. As Se7en are starting to show some really good pressure. They haven't used their Uber yet. They've just used it now, but Seeds still alive. Got his Uber off. The sentry gun is down, but I think that's all Se7en are going to get, Bum.
Yeah, and it looks like Papi's going to be respawning in time, but Stark's playing the point, and the bombs come in whilst Stark is distracting here. Cadis putting some stickies down on the point. The kills are going either way for these teams. Cadis really weak, and Riverside, as all these respawns are coming in now from Feint, they're just holding on to this point. As Cadis and Raymond versus the world. Cadis has so much cap time. Can Raymond get the saw? He gets one saw. He's just against Classy. Oh no!
God. Oh my God! He nearly got Classy there. If he got another saw, he would be pretty like.
He would be in a chance to get an absolutely.
God, he got Seeds off that.
Unbelievable play. Yeah, at least he gets Seeds. That does keep the Ubers completely even after this fight again, which is not what Se7en want to see with 1 minute 40 left on the map. That's enough for maybe 2 Uber pushes if you're lucky, but they haven't even been trying to do these Ubers. They've been getting Stark in behind, using that distraction to do other sacks from River and from the shutter. Ooh. And it looks like they're putting several players in River now. They might be just trying to overcome this side of the map.
And have a look at Toe. Toe's actually on the Spy. I don't know what he's trying to make of something. Right now, he is in behind, but we're getting a lot of pressure on Se7en whilst this has happened. Just a dry push as Captain deals so much damage onto the point. They've cleared it up. Oh, the denial from Se7en! And that's the first round going to Se7en. That was so well played by Captain and Se7en.
I know, absolutely. We're 12 minutes in. We just see the first round there. That was amazing. I think they might have got a feeling that Tomas was going to try something like that. And then they just decided, we can probably dry push this. They just got all their players in the right place at the right time and win off that first round.
And onto this second mid right now. Lucas very, very quick for Se7en bombing straight onto Seeds. Seeds taking so much, he is going to go down. And Classy down as well. Se7en looking very, very strong. The sack plays have been going in though. Raymond is
all the way in again. Oh, what a bomb! Lucas with the bombs on the tail ends of these mids. He is just cleaning house right now. Gets about, was that 3 or 4 kills?
That was a 3K on mid. But Starkey taking down Papi, and you know, Lucas is not a demo you want to rush too much. But Lucas now, the pressure onto him, gets piped. 7 HP on Starkey, but he gets stanked.
Yeah.
And even though Feint takes that, you know, Se7en are looking to come back in. Gink's already on. Raven's down. Nice read from Clint. Oh, what happened?
And now Thalash trying to take this 1v1 with Classy. Classy has the heals, but Thalash has Se7en on his side. Se7en trying to go way over Tomas's head onto Seeds. Seeds takes no damage at all, and now it's just Cadis left. Even though you're Cadis, you do not want to take a fight versus a scout. He will not fail where Lucas did earlier. He just backed straight out, and now we have Feint fully in control of middle with a sizable overcharge advantage.
That was a long mid fight.
Yeah, they've both been very long mid fights, haven't they?
Yeah, they're very, very closely matched. Papi getting some space now. We're seeing a bit of a bomb coming out of Captain, trying to come in. Se7en with the return as well.
Oh, Seeds had to use his Uber.
What forced it?
Popped off. I didn't.
Is it Se7en?
I have no clue what Seeds has just used to.
That was so good, Gink. You know, Kermit mentioned it before. Gink's an incredible player, if not one of the best. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, but he's showing his stripes right now.
He really is, and Gink's all the way onto last as well, straight into the heavy space. Very easily denied bomb there, but Classy just absolutely finesses Raymond, jumping all over the place, so he will secure Seeds and Ubercharge advantage unless Se7en has anything to say about it. Se7en has got fully round the whole team up top. He's onto Papi, getting the rockets in, but Lucas is here to back him up now, and he will go down.
Yeah, really good work from Feint there to get Raymond. You know, the younger scouts of Classy and Tomas are so good at these crazy little pug plays, I think is the best way to describe it, where they can be independent, but Ubers come in on the right-hand side. Cadus immediately not letting that happen and get down into below. Time has started on the point, but oh, poor Thomas goes down, but there's so much time, there's denial. Lucas getting the pipes and Cadus as well. Just needs to clear up point, the scouts are on it, so much damage. Oh my god, can they do it? Yes, they can, and they bring it to an equalizer. Feint versus Se7en right now.
Yeah, an absolutely class last push from Feint. Lucas locking off the spawn doors straight away. Cadus obviously with his little style he's invented pretty much, or at least popularized, of playing under the point with all his stickies, making it difficult for people to get to him to even get those stickies off point. But Lucas did such a good job of locking everyone in spawn. It was only a matter of time until Feint won that round.
100%. Onto this third mid bum. We see bombs starting left, right, and center. Papi going around. Ginks actually up, drop down onto Raymond. Misses the first rocket, but doesn't miss the second. Gets Raymond. Cadus down as well. Captain down. And Feint are looking kind of strong, but Se7en is behind as well, and they're getting collapsed upon by the scouts as they manage to get two. Starkey is in. Is he able to get seeds? No, he's not. He's on 59 HP. And he needs to backpedal out, and Classy with the chase and the 3K on the mid mean that Feint win out that mid fight.
Really good job from Feint of just blobbing up around seeds. They knew that all those sacks were going to come in. They had Se7en up behind them. Both scouts just start WM1ing into seeds, and he just manages to use his flesh shields of a team to take little to no damage and survive. Now it looks like Feint coming in through big door.
Gink's completely caught out Gink. No, sorry, Cadus has been completely caught out by Gink.
And Feint are already going to lap.
No way, they're all behind.
One player to cap, but it's just been literally denied by Se7en. Now Feint have to use to get into their own mid here.
This is a bit of an overzealous play coming out of Feint right now. I have no idea what's going on. Lucas is going to have to try and bomb in and get onto Raymond. Decides not to. Decides just to clear that up. But yeah, they're at an uber disadvantage right now. That was really, really strange, Bum. They kind of just walked past the entire Se7en team and did absolutely nothing. As Gink's distraction play does start things off. Papi picking up Se7en. Now Gink is in behind, waiting for the heals. Gets onto Raymond. Raymond drops! That's so good from Gink. Feint now pushing back in. They've got the heals. They lose
Classy
Lucas
is doing
though.
so much damage on second. Classy's just 1v2ing Captain and Cadus here. That was unbelievable. Starkey now has to try and finish off Classy. Can he finish the 3K? It doesn't look likely, but Thomas will clean it up anyway. So now Seeds with 80% advantage, and Thomas just going to cap up second. Se7en is peeking his head in, but he doesn't want to jump that shout on either.
Yeah, he really doesn't want to face off against Classy right now. Sorry, was that Toe? No, my bad, that was Toe. But Classy, oh my god, what is Classy doing?
They are really itching and ready to go. There is a sniper on Se7en trying to get this one sneaky shot. Seeds is going to have to pop around the corner onto Lucas. He goes for a big bomb straight away, not managing to get much damage onto Captain, but he is forcing everyone into spawn. As we were talking about before, just Se7en is on the point, kind of juggling Thomas around here. And now the respawns after Lucas had to get out. Lucas just lets everyone out of spawn, and Se7en will hold on to last here.
Yeah, good boots from Flash there. He manages to come out and get a few frags, and Se7en able to push out piece by piece. Papi taking a large amount of damage. There are some sticks on point that I don't know if they've been cleared just yet, and Cadus dealing with big door. Se7en looking to come in through choke. Very, very close on the side of Feint.
But Gullywash goes down to the trap, and Gink is getting decent rockets onto Raymond. Perhaps a bit too long, and Papi then gets to follow up with the force. All of Feint are already out. Classy might get caught here, but he does trade for Se7en, and he's actually getting behind. This is brilliant for Classy and brilliant for Feint, as they now have 100% Ubercharge advantage. Raymond's going to have to leave just because he's scared of Classy being behind him pretty much. So Feint get this for free. They don't even have to use.
Yeah, they're able to get in. Classy just being behind and playing the way he's playing at the moment is so big, and Lucas chasing through big door, trying to get onto Cadus now, as Cadus is going to get cleaned up by a nice little sticky from Lucas, and they're getting second. Maybe they'll cap it before pushing, who knows? But right now,
like it. They're going
no,
fast.
They're already in. Lucas hitting his head, but the Uber has started. He's clearing off the areas. There's a nice pipe onto the last. Oh my god, there's so much cap time and damage. Captain, oh my god, Raymond's in! He's going to get cleaned up, a little bit of return, but Feint are going to be in the lead for the first time on this map. showing that Se7en are not unbeatable.
Yeah, Feint have absolutely been Se7en's bane so far. We saw it in the regular season, beating them out on not just one, but 2 maps in Golden Caps both times. And now here they are at LAN, really turning up and showing that they can compete with the best. They could absolutely be in the running to take down this World Championships.
Yeah, 100% is on this 4th mid. We see bombs exchanging. Captain's going to go in onto Seed. Seed's taking so much surfing away. Tries to get onto the pack, but it's not going to be enough. Captain kills himself, but a lot of Se7en players died as a result. So whilst that was happening, Se7en got eaten apart by Feint there.
Feint absolutely just walked across the point and demolished everyone. Really good surfing from Seeds. It was unfortunate he couldn't manage to stay alive, but the amount of time and rockets from Captain that he delayed was really beneficial to them winning the mid-fight. Raymond does get out though, and they know this, so it's 100% disadvantage for Feint. They're just going to hang around on their own side of mid. They might leave Gink close again. He's managed to get onto Raymond before just from doing this, and obviously there was the time where Gink got them low and Pappy finished it off with the bomb. Actually playing both soldiers close here. Starkey's going to call it out though, so they're going to go under. They already know that there's 2 soldiers there.
And the drop-down play has started, and they've rotated onto Big Door, waiting for the initialization. Gink's actually completely trapped out now, not able to do anything. Se7en are going to be able to take mid, pushing out Feint, and Captain, you know, showing his teeth, spitting at Pappy in the face with his rockets. But they're looking to push in. I don't see Captain wanting to slow down much, but he does take some rockets.
Sill is in behind. Sill is almost all the way into last. Classy looks like he's chasing him down.
Yeah, Sill at 60 HP, Classy on the chase. Gonna rotate. Sill is gonna go down to Gink though, and Feint holding on to their second really, really well, Bum.
Yeah, I want to just say about how Se7en pushed into mid there. That was classic, beautiful Se7en methodical play. They had Stark come in from Big Door. He just spotted out those 2 soldiers that were waiting close for the force, and that let Se7en basically choose any which door to go through, just knowing they'd be completely safe through drop down. Raymond obviously goes straight to his own side, not having to use.
You know, 100%. And alongside that, one thing I want to mention is Lucas is trying some very, very experimental sticky placements. Like he's just shoved some stickies in a crate on Big Door. Like, yeah, you can just see it there.
Yeah.
And like that's such a cool little trap, because it just shouldn't be there, but that's a good thing. And I feel like Se7en are kind of wising up to it, because they noticed the one in the ammo pack when they were pushing in, and they just need to be very careful not to get picked out about that, because one extra frag going the way and getting Gink in is kind of how Feint want to play this right now. They want to force out Se7en as much as possible. They're looking at Big Door right now. They're not seeing a rotation out of someone, but Flash actually dies in choke to Pappy. Instantly Se7en are backpedaling out. They know the aggression style of Feint are going to cause them to go onto Big Door, so they're rotating onto choke to try and catch him. But Pappy staying very, very stalwart on the choke. And right now, Bum, how are they going to break it? Who's going to break it?
I think it's going to have to be Se7en to break it, but as you can see, this is the Se7en playstyle where it can often be, you know, not as beneficial for them, because they are very safe. Once one player goes down, they all get out, but it looks like Starkey's up to his usual tricks. He actually fakes going behind and lets Se7en in through the door, so now Se7en all the way in behind. Classy's job to go and chase him down once again. Starkey and Cadus pressuring Big Door in the meantime, just trying to keep Feint on their toes, trying to keep them away from the looming presence of Se7en, who could make a play at any time.
One thing I really like about this is they're not overdoing it with Se7en, because Se7en is trying to bait people onto their last, and they're not going for it. They're just checking back every now and then. Gink's being, you know, himself guarding this point instead. And Classy's watching through River as well, because that's the main spot where Se7en is going. And Se7en being...
Gink looks away for a second. Starkey
so
got behind there, but instead he's spamming the pistol, and the Uber charge comes in from the choke here. Captain uses it to get behind in the trade, so now there's 2 soldiers in behind. Starkey's wrapping in from Big Door as well, so it's just the absolute crunch onto Feint. It's 3-4-3 at the moment. Seed staying alive with Gink. Gink is going all the way behind onto Raymond. Both medics just trying to run all the way back to their own lasts.
How did Seed survive that when he had soldiers behind? But we've seen the bomb in from Gink. He's trying to get some rockets, trying to win a 2v1. not going to do it. He is going to go down, but, you know, how did Seeds get out? Because he shouldn't have.
He really shouldn't have. That was crazy. He had 2 soldiers behind him. He had Stark come in behind him from Big Door as well, and he had 3 Ubered players running at him from the front. Who knows how Seeds manages to do these things. He is an absolute beast at medic. But obviously, with both medics surviving, now we have an even Uber charge situation on last. Can Se7en break this a bit quicker than last time? Because they only have 5 minutes to do so.
They have 5 minutes, and we have a double machine gun setup of the Putis plus the engineer. And to me, that's an interesting decision. Classy's going to go into grass. I think he's looking into water. He went into sneaky as well. They know Slentes is below. Pappy's trying to deny as well. Slentes is just waiting for the perfect opportunity. He's found onto Gink, but Gink manages to turn around at the last second and kill out Slentes. Now he's looking maybe to go forward. Decides not to, as no one's in river, and Starkey looking for the opportunity to go in once again, as we are seeing the slow and methodical play style of Se7en, which is what makes them so good. But if you can take control like Feint have, it's very difficult for Se7en to come back on especially a hard map like this. They need to be smart. Captain and Pappy trade though, so they're not going to be able to do anything that much. Looking to get Starkey in below,
Looks like they want
Gink's being the guardian that he is, completely stopping it out, and Starkey just backing out. Look, they're trying to get people in. They're not finding it. They're bringing people out. They're like a yo-yo right now.
Absolutely. They lose this 1 kill, and they're like, it's absolutely not worth it to give up this opportunity we have. They need to stay on this last to even have a chance at this point. There's 4 minutes on the clock. I really like what Feint are doing. They know that if they get these tanky off classes, they've got obviously Toe on the heavy and Classy getting his level 3 sentry up. It makes it so difficult for these bombs to get in. And of course, makes it so difficult just to push in general. They can keep this scoreline at 2-1 for as well until the map ends. It's 3 minutes to go. Starkey's still playing around with Gink under the point, maybe trying to distract him, but the soldiers can't do anything until they've taken down the sentry, which is exactly what Cadis is trying to do with this Uber. Get some damage onto Lucas as well, but Raymond's just getting juggled. Seeds is only just now.
Yeah, they've held this so well. Cadis is completely trapped in, going to get cleaned up by the Putis. Flash and the rest of the squad have to back out. Raymond managing to save his life, but they got Cadis, so they know that they're not going to be pushed at all, Bum, right now.
Really, yeah, absolutely great by Seeds, just holding on to that Uber charge for so long. It just delays this more and more time, which is exactly what Feint need. They just need 3 minutes of time, although I don't like this decision to try and peek into lobby. They are going to lose Pappy here. They could very happily have just stayed on last and wait for the even Ubers to come back again, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem unless Starkey gets under. Salentes also trying to spam out the sentry. Now there's plenty of room for plays as the Lash gets in onto the heavy. Starkey's onto the point. The bomb's not going to work out though.
Oh my god, Lucas destroying Cadis. Really, really smart play coming out of Se7en to try and play onto
the Uber
point.
comes out. Seeds doesn't have yet. Seeds has 90%. He's going to go down, and now all of Se7en are invincible. Feint need to get these respawns in, and they've managed to push Se7en out.
You cannot let Lucas stay alive. You have to kill Lucas on the last push. Otherwise, he will just keep the damage flowing out, and that's exactly what he did. Once the Uber was faded, because Lucas dropped down, he was able just to deal damage and force Raymond to come out, and Raymond's a smart boy. He's not going to let himself go down at this time. He's going to wait, recuperate. They've got one last push. It's going to be really down to the wire, though.
Yeah, and it's coming now. They have all the advantages they need. Seeds was dead for so long. It's a 50% advantage for Raymond, and it's going to be pretty much his last chance to use it with 1 minute 30 left on the clock. Here they come through River. It looks like they're going to put Thalash and Stark into this Uber, just going straight onto the point for Stark. Thalash is locking these players into spawn, but the Feint combo from underneath the point has managed to block it off for now. Thomas,
no, it's going to be it. Oh my god, they get it! Do you know why they got it? They killed Lucas. That's the first thing they did, is they managed to kill Lucas, force him down underneath, even though it was either Pappy or Gink was able to support him. He did end up going down, and straight away checking for the sniper. This is, they can't equalize this. Like, there's 1 minute left. It has to be coast to coast. Someone needs to win it. Otherwise, are we going to a golden cap? What's going on? Is this just a point apiece? We don't quite know yet, but we will find out. But right now, on this mid, Captain going behind, stopping Gink, and huge amount of damage. Look at that space. Look at that space. But, oh no, Seeds died to Sil. That's awful, and they're going to try and pressure onto Raymond, but if they wipe, they could risk losing this all. 40 seconds left. Lucas is still alive. He's going to get cleaned up at the last second. Could they get it to last? Could they go the whole way?
I think
30 seconds?
It might be all right. I think it's going to probably be a tie here. But who knows? Se7en have surprised before. They have 100% Ubercharge advantage. They might catch Gink in lobby. Papi and Gink both just trying to delay this for any few seconds that they can. Se7en are already capping up second. They're already running all the way into last. The lash in secret. Captain's clearing the point.
The start there's so much time left. Oh my god, can they be stopped? No! Oh, they're losing players left, right, and Zedicadus is going in. And that's going to be a stalemate in the end, but that was so close at the end.
I really love what Feint tried to do on that mid. They were going so fast, absolutely balls to the wall against Se7en, but Se7en did manage to hold on and kind of nearly did the full reversal onto Feint, taking them back to their last. Now, I don't know if we're actually going to a golden cap or if we tie it up in the standings.
It doesn't matter to me because look how close they are.
I know. That's all we want to see now. The best ones, obviously, they don't matter too much. No team is going out of the tournament at this point. This is just for seedings. Obviously, whoever comes top gets to play easier teams, gets a bit of a map pick advantage into the playoffs. But this is exactly what we want to be seeing for playoffs.
Yeah, that's just nuts. Just this prelude of these teams smashing against each other and no one winning out. They both played so well in so many different ways. And like we mentioned Guardian Gink, I feel like Gink did a huge amount of work for his team in a lot of the decisions he actually did. And with Se7en, you know, Starkey was playing old school Starkey. He was trying to get behind, trying to get those distraction plays, trying to be that menace. Like, Syl is such a strange soldier compared. This is a really good thing, but he's so good at adapting to situations and reading things and not being overzealous.
Yeah.
Like, we saw him try to bomb in from River, and he didn't just bomb in, he walked in. He knew that he had that little bit, he was in the corner of someone's eye. He wasn't a focus at all, so he could kind of pace himself a bit. He was unfortunate that he wasn't able to get it, but at other points, played off perfectly. When Starkey was going in, he was trying to get the sentry gun down using that distraction, then trying to bomb in. And that was kind of what Se7en were trying to play off.
And obviously other situations like that in big door, Starkey pretending like he was going to go behind and then letting Se7en do the bomb through the door, got Se7en into last a fair few times, which let them obviously do those huge wraps, which were so like devastating to Feint as a team at the end there. And it seems like teams are putting things in the chat about what the rules are.
I think I got the information that we are going to a golden cap. I'm not 100% sure.
Right. The teams don't seem to believe that. The teams are leaving the server.
Okay. No, we're not. So Se7en, Feint, 2 apiece.
Yeah. Well, teams get 2 points for a win, 0 points for a loss, and they get 1 each for a draw. So we might have to actually watch a tiebreaker situation later because we've added tiebreakers into the schedule now. Obviously, we previously tie-break from round difference and things. Yeah. So that gave some teams quite an annoyance with Product, obviously not going as far as 5 rounds most of the time. Yeah,
100%. But we gotta view it. Some other people got to view it as well, and I know they're itching to tell us what's going on. I'm going to pass you over to our analysis desk, and that is going to be Eckstein, Dumb, not Bum. I'm sitting next to Bum. That's Dumb. And Epley. Take it away, boys.
All right, thanks so much, GrumpyKoi, as well. Shout out to Bum for a fantastic job casting that match. And what an excellent match it was. 2-2 the final score line, back and forth, Se7en getting on the board first. And then, I mean, that was following a fantastic defense of Feint. We saw that very clutch defense from them at the end of the game. What were some of your guys' just initial thoughts, you know, surprises that you might have felt out of that match? We'll start with you, Dumb.
It was a really incredible game, like you said. Really close. 3 times these guys have played in the past 2 months. Every time when it went to 30 minutes, the tie was a tight scoreline at the end. So that's just how close these 2 teams are. It's going to be interesting to see how they continue playing from here. It was a really interesting game to watch as well, with how the playstyles clashed against each other. Feint relied heavily on the playmakers here. Classy has moments where he just appears behind the medic for no reason. Gink just has incredible timing on his bombs today, and sometimes there's just moments, especially on one of the last pushes, Lucas just completely hits everything, and suddenly there's just so much more damage on board than it has any right to be. Se7en continued, especially at the beginning, with their more reserved playstyle. They play slow. I like to make the comparison, which is a bit out there for people if you don't play too much competitive Pokemon, but there's a prevalent playstyle that's stall, where the idea is not necessarily to win yourself, but to make the other team lose. You force mistakes over and over until eventually you're in a position where it's really easy to just finish them off. And we saw that for like the first 10 minutes or so for Se7en. They were in this really long last hold situation. They forced slowly but surely ever so slightly more aggressive positions into last. Constantly tried to force Dark on the point, constantly tried to throw damage on it while people try to block it, to get more and more position into last slowly but surely. And that's what Se7en is playing at their best. That's what they really like to do. And it was working for that little bit at the beginning, for these 10 minutes. It took them a long time. And that's also part of the problem, because that's exactly what they wanted to do in the last 5 minutes when they were sure winning the mid-fight again to get to last, but they just didn't have the time to just slowly draw out the game into another round.
Thank you for your thoughts. Eeply, your initial reactions as well on that, Matt?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to reiterate a couple of points that Dum made, probably with slightly fewer Pokemon references, but we'll see what happens. You know, doing it on the fly. When I was watching the game and kind of making a few notes of, you know, what I thought was really good from each team, I think it's really interesting how the points I was making for Feint were very different to the points I was making from Se7en, mainly because of this playstyle difference, you know? When I was looking at things, I was looking at the game and being like, okay, Lucas had a few incredible moments where he would recognize the opportunity to jump forward, catch people out. You know, he had like twice at least on the mids where he would just jump forward, hit everything, and kind of win his team, or at least solidify their win on the mid just based on that, you know? We had Pappy hitting like a ridiculous amount of directs that game. Like, I think, you know, it can't be undervalued how important it is hitting those last little bits of damage, because in a world where soldiers, you know, half the time everyone's going to be buffed because everyone's playing smart, you know, like in these situations where if you don't quite hit everything perfectly, it's going to be a trade and then nothing really happens. Like Pappy hitting these few extra directs makes all the difference, you know? And obviously, exactly what you said, you know, Gig makes some like great kind of individual plays. Whereas from the Se7en point of view, you know, this, I don't think you can kind of spend enough time really looking at how they approach these last pushes, you know?
Yeah.
They're playing this kind of real point-centric kind of approach, right, to begin with. And, you know, Stark's like playing towards point, he's kind of looking towards things, he's annoying them. And then the next time that happens, they're like, okay, so we're going to put Gink on the rim, we're going to start looking towards point, you know, make sure they can't be able to play things. And then the second they're looking at that, suddenly Se7en are jumping in, and they're kind of, you know, using it more as like more of a distraction. And then they're like, okay, right, we're going to expect that a little bit more. And then next time you see that happening, Stark's only faking into water, he's going in there a little bit, he's walking back out, and then suddenly Thal's just like winger jumping through main, he's trying to get on as well. And there's always like, they're literally going through every single door. They're always spamming constantly with Cadus from Balk as well. Like, they're grinding out these kind of opportunities to build themselves an advantage, and it kind of shows completely different strengths in terms of what they're both bringing. They're, you know, they're clearly incredibly equal that game. They were 2-2, but the way they got to 2-2 were two very different ways.
Yeah, one aspect that I wanted to talk about in regards to that is it seemed like Feint were willing to be a little bit more experimental, and even at times kind of risking their place in the game. Particularly, you know, 12 minutes in, they were holding for a long time and kind of had a scenario where maybe a little unusual to run Spy, and Thomas as well ended up kind of caught behind while Se7en pushed in and on a dry push and took the round. We also saw just very briefly the Beggar's Bazooka.
Oh my God, that would have been so good. If he had hit that, I would have screamed.
Yeah, and I mean, I think off the result itself, you have Feint walking away with a draw. Do you think that Cadus is going to, you know, walk off this, you know, crack the whip on his teammates and say, you guys need to step this up, you know, our strategy is solid, but we just need to perform this better? Or are Feint going to be the ones that are walking away with a lot more confidence in their step, feeling like we tried a few things, yeah, maybe one of us kind of bit us, but at the end of the day, we still deserve the draw that we got? What are your thoughts on that, Dom?
I think it's going to be a bit of both here. Se7en certainly will look into this game, see what they need to improve for the next time, which at this point, with these two teams playing the way they are, there most likely will be a next time. So Se7en will do the homework here. They don't want to have this come to another close game like this next time. On Feint, obviously, I think Eeply described after the post-game interview experience he had with Harpy before, that they know exactly what Se7en is capable of in terms of just adapting. So they know they have the potential, but they need to live up to it. And I think for it to still be this close 2 months later, just 2 months down the line after the season ended and all of that, I think it's a huge testament to Papio as well as a caller, who just is the strong voice behind his team. Obviously, we talk about Cadus as a strong caller a lot, and I think Papi goes a little bit undercredited sometimes as the brain behind the operations for Feint, just making all the decisions for his team and making them play the way they are. And it's clearly working really well, and it's still this close with Se7en, despite how much these guys are able to adapt. It's a huge testament to how far he's come from all the way back. I don't know which season, when he started in Prem with only a single point at the end of the season, to coming here and keeping it this close with Se7en consistently.
Yeah, let's take a look at the logs from this match as well, see what sort of analysis that we can draw from these numbers. Eeply, what are some of the things that are standing out to you right away here?
More or less exactly expected in terms of damage. Like, Papi's hitting a lot because he really did just hit an awful lot of shots that game. Some really, really crucial things. The amount of situations where he would kind of, either at least trade with Captain. And honestly, like, it's not even BM to say, it is usually, for most soldiers in the game, pretty beneficial if you trade with Captain, right? Like, you're not really going to complain too much. But there's a lot of situations where he was getting, like, one up on a lot of the competition just through that, Obviously, Lucas getting 25 frags, like, that's really significant on Demo Man, We saw him not only kind of dealing the damage, but he was very willing to get aggressive and clean up some of his own frags as well. In these situations where other players aren't near, or maybe, your scouts have died in the fight, Lucas is more than willing to bring the fight to them. Obviously, again, we're seeing a really, really good performance from Se7en. 7 deaths to Raymond's 11. It was definitely, there was a couple moments which just made no sense for Se7en to be able to live there. Right. There was one particular one on second. I think, it kind of absolutely just baffled Grumpy when he was trying to kind of get through. Just like, how the hell did he possibly manage to get out there? And it just seemed... It seems like right now Se7en is kind of really, really on it, but obviously, compared to the first game, Thomas, he wasn't this game, It seems like kind of individually, there's other players kind of stepping up, but I feel like, obviously, 2-2 against Se7en is great, but I think they kind of need everyone on their game to actually kind of beat Se7en going forward.
Now, Tom, if you were the coach of Se7en here, would you be overly concerned about the large difference that we see in the performances of the demo men? Lucas Stank coming away with a 25-13 kill death ratio, while Cadis has 12-19. Or do you think that's just more of a reflection of the stylistic differences between the team?
I wouldn't be too hugely concerned. What I'm more interested in that regard is just the surprisingly damage taking status, like all the way in Papi's favor. Usually Lucas is the one charging in a lot and leading the fights here, and it was not that like fully action-packed kind of game like the Ascent Feint one was in comparison. So and probably a little bit comes from that, and Papi just tanking in the stalemates a lot more. But still, it's interesting to see that Papi is taking all the heals for his team, where, like we described before, Se7en is just putting the heals on whoever is spamming the most into last at any given moment. And sometimes people just die. There were a few moments where Cadis died, and it looks like a good opportunity. But with how Se7en is playing, a single pick, even a demo pick, is oftentimes not enough to really do something out of last with. And Feint try time and time again, because they know they can't let Se7en get comfortable on last and just let them take a lot of chances here. They need to be proactive about it. So they tried to throw it out of last with these Cadis picks they had, but it barely ever did anything at all. So Se7en probably felt fairly confident, even if Cadis died in those situations.
And we also have our medic stats that we can look at to see how kind of the breakdown between the two medics was a little bit different here. There was I saw some sizzling on one of Raymond's deaths, but maybe that was actually, that was a full-on drop. Eeply, what are some of the other things that you see here?
I mean, again, it seems kind of very similar to last time. Like, Se7en is able to pump out some more of those heals. He's managed to get some more Ubers for his team. Granted, they weren't always able to kind of convert them into everything. We've seen, some weird little things. We kind of saw them trying to wrap and then not really realizing you can't just cap one guy versus 5. That's not really how the game works. But I mean, I don't know, kind of, from a medic point of view, like, definitely Se7en is kind of, he's playing individually very well in a way that Feint needs him to, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like the real issues for Raymond came down to like the first kind of 15 to 20 minutes of the game where Gink would just kind of appear out of nowhere, or even just sometimes be standing around corners, right? People wouldn't check their corners. They wouldn't do like their basic homework and, just be like, right, let's make sure as we push in. A couple times, literally, Raymond would walk in and get 2 rockets, and that would be it, Not to underplay the significance and, the impact that Gink was having in those situations, but it was something which, from Se7en's point of view, they're going to sit there and say, that was completely avoidable, guys. We don't need to let this happen going forward. So I feel like, it's kind of... definitely, Se7en is playing well, and I think maybe, it's a little bit more of a difficult game for Raymond, but I feel like it's kind of the second game of groups. They're going to be looking to kind of keep themselves on their toes, kind of shake things up a little bit, and I would imagine. I can't imagine we're going to see like a real slump from Raymond going forward in the rest of the tournament. He's not really that kind of player.
Yeah, for sure. Dom, do you have any final thoughts on this matchup?
On the medic department, I think one thing is just barely missing, which is deaths with 95-99. One was on 93 for Se7en on the last push, which is incredibly good timing by Se7en. They just barely caught him. without having the overcharge. But at the same time, it's also a huge testament to Fein to be able to realize this is exactly what's going on right now. They have this opportunity. We need to do the best to avoid what we can lose here. They all scattered incredibly far. The players that were with these obviously already dead, so no one was even able to get to him in time without dying as well and staying alive long enough to get to him in the first place. So they all scattered really far, and they managed to live for long enough and kill people that were not on the beam to just have, I think, Flash and Raymond at the end of that Uber living for Se7en, where it would have been incredibly bad for Fein if they just tried to protect their medic in a situation where it was clearly already lost, so great recognition there.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much to you for your excellent analysis of that matchup. We are going to jump into a quick ad break here in a second. Want to give some shout outs to, again, Marketplace.tf for their sponsorship, Insomnia for just putting on a fantastic event, Essentials.tf for running the production. If you guys want to give a holler at them over on Twitter, TF2 Essentials. Also use that hashtag I65TF2. And like I said, we're going to have an ad break, short little chill session. But when we come back, it's going to be an awesome match, Ascent NA versus Ascent EU. I know our audience is excited for that. I'm excited for that. Yeah. We'll have that coming up for you guys shortly. So please, stay tuned.